Afternoon today is Tuesday, March the 16th. It is 3:37. Sorry, Clint was running 7 minutes behind. This is the regularly scheduled public safety meeting, and we're going to call it to order. Minutes are not ready from the previous meeting, which was the online virtual meeting. If anybody, let's see, we have the minutes here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with liquor licenses. Mr. Pitts, are you going to read for us today?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
All right, good deal.
Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for a restaurant retail liquor license, Red or White Birmingham, 3916 Claremont Avenue.
All right, is that applicant here today? If you'll come forward and state your name and address for the record, please, sir. Either one is fine.
All right. Our home address is 58 Fells Avenue, Fairfield, Alabama.
All right. Thank you for being here, Mr. Williams. Let's go ahead and run down the line. If whoever wants to start.
I'll start, Mr. President. So an inspector reached out to you guys this morning, and he got feedback that you weren't ready yet for your fire inspection. Said maybe you would be ready tomorrow, so we scheduled that for tomorrow.
I talked to him, and we talked about 1:30. The only problem I've got is getting somebody to come out and inspect it. We're working on that. So
Okay, well, that's fine. You just reach back out to us when you're ready.
fair enough.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on CB1. It's in a general business district zone. I'm sorry. It's in a neighborhood business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, Red or White, their license for 2021 needs to be renewed. Mr. Williams is aware of that, and he'll be taking care of that before Tuesday.
All right.
And Mr. Chairman, there were no incidents.
All right. Thank you, guys. This applicant did attend the Forest Park South Avondale Neighborhood Association meeting on the 14th of January this year. 14 were in attendance, and they voted to support it. Anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against? Seeing nobody, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, you will go under the consent agenda at the next regularly scheduled council meeting, which will be Tuesday, March 23rd, 9:30 a.m., which will be held virtually.
Okay, and do I need to be there?
You do not need to be there. You are welcome to join if you would like. Thank you for being here, Mr. Williams. All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for a lounge retail liquor class 1 and 1 division, 1 dance permit, 1 pool table permit for Mahogany, 1709 3rd Avenue West. And Mr. Chairman, there were 7 incidents at this location.
Did you say there were several incidents?
7.
Oh, 7. All right. Well, do you mind reading those for me, please?
Okay, going back 6 months, the last one in last year was September the 10th. And the first one of this year was February 13th, 2021.
Okay, will you read what those are for me, please, sir? Do you have a list of what those actual incidences were?
Yes, sir.
All right.
There were 52 SS, meaning the spot shatter. It was 2 of them. There was a 24, which was a stolen vehicle. It was a 53 call, was a fight. There were 299, which is unknown calls. And a 23 call, which is a stolen property.
All right. And sir, are you the applicant?
Yes, sir.
Oh, if you'll state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Montego Temple, 1709 3rd Avenue West.
All right. Thank you for being here, Mr. Temple. Thank you, Detective Pitts. Let's run down the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is zone B2. It's in a general business district zone, and it does not meet zoning requirements. This location would require zoning board of adjustment approval because the property abuts residentially zoned property, as well as a parking modification because the location does not have enough parking. I have spoken with the applicant and advised him of that.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, we have no issues with the fire inspection. They are improved on our end.
Mr. Chairman, there are no delinquencies on the account.
All right. Mr. Temple did attend the Rising West Princeton Neighborhood Association on February the 8th of this year, and they did approve this request. One quick question for you, Mr. Temple. You have the security plan that you have presented to us today. Is this, it says that there's going to be 12 security guards, 6 to 8 cameras, 3 parking lot attendants, and 1 to 2 off-duty police. So are these the total numbers, or are these what's working at one time at your location?
So my prior location caught on fire this past September, and the building burned completely down. So before that burn, I was using a high rate of security just to kind of keep my business intact. A lot of our incidents, sometimes you can adapt, or you can take on the problems of that strip, that street. But to keep me and my patrons safe, I spent a lot of money on watching my back and security.
Okay. So on that, so I guess my question is, have you reopened yet?
We're working on that now, trying to get a transfer license.
Okay. So when you receive the transfer license, how many security personnel will you have working at one time?
9, 10.
Okay.
3 parking lot attendants. So we'll set 13.
Okay, so you're going to have 13 security. And then it says that you might be having 1 to 2 off-duty police officers.
Just to kind of run away the car break-in guys. If you can have the presence of the uniform in the area, it'll deter people from using your place as a place to break into cars. And this is the same security plan that I've had on the property that burned down. And I think I've been there since 2012, but I've been on 3rd Avenue for about 20 years. I've been at this location for since 2012, I believe.
Okay, and then so it is typical of you to have the 9 to 10 security guards working
Always.
Every night?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions from council?
Just one about the zoning. I guess what's the plan?
So we're working. My place got burned down. I need enough. The new place that I have is about 10,000 square feet. Based on that footage, I need about 100 parking spaces to be able to fit my clientele, my customers. So we're gonna knock down the building that burned, try to add some greenery to hide the alley, and turn the old building into a parking lot. I have a beauty salon adjacent to it that got heavy smoke damage. I'm gonna try to spend some money to get that cleaned up, or we're gonna try to spend some money to get that cleaned up and use the rest again for parking. So parking in my new facility has about 50 to 60 slots. Parking at the old facility has about 30 slots. Hopefully that's enough to handle the customers and meet zoning requirements. One of the things that I'm missing in zoning requirements is not a surveyor, but a sketch. And I didn't want to mess it up, so I hired a surveyor to do both parking lots. And I'm just need to put some pressure on him to get that turned in as soon as possible to be able to meet the requirements for zoning to go on to the next step. My goal is to get open, get that new license. And so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure I do it the right way.
Right.
I've talked to zoning. When I leave here, I'm gonna go get the application. The only thing I'm missing in the requirements for the zoning is the sketch of both properties. I didn't want to sketch it myself, so I hired a guy to do that. As soon as I leave here, I get on the phone with him to make sure he'll turn that in to me as soon as possible so I can get on the next agenda for the council meeting. I had a great meeting with the neighborhood, been in the neighborhood again for multiple years, double-digit years. And they, if I'm not mistaken, I had 1 to vote no. 1 to vote no. So
I guess Attorney Bernard, just procedurally, is there any issue with moving this, or do we need to wait on zoning?
say it one more time, I couldn't hear you.
So, Mr. Temple, let me ask you, what do you think is your time frame to get in compliance with
Just with
Ms.
zoning?
Brundage? Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I could, we've talked in the hallway. I can try my best to get that to you Monday. I'm going to call, as soon as I leave out of here, I'll call Buck and get him out here. The pandemic has had things kind of thrown off. He was out there about a month ago surveying the land and getting everything together. So I just need to make the call. I was more worried about getting the neighborhood vote than the zoning, you know, so.
Well, I guess, is he going to be required to have those parking places in place, parking spaces in place to get zoning sign off, or does he just need the plan?
So the site plan what he's referring to when he says the sketch is the site plan,
Right.
he needs that to actually apply for zoning board of adjustment. So what I was explaining to him is he needs two zoning board of adjustment requests. The first one is because that property is zone B2, but it abuts residentially zoned property. So now the zoning ordinance says the zoning board of adjustment has to give you the right to be there to put that intense use on the neighborhood. Secondly, he needs a parking modification because he is correct. When I did calculate it, he needs 100 parking spaces. So the second request he would need is a parking modification. That parking modification, based upon him saying he has 40 on the current site and across the street he's going to add 20, he'll only have 60 parking spaces. The zoning board of adjustment will listen to his request and they have to make that decision as to whether to allow him to be there, not having the required amount of parking. But I was also explaining to him, if he applies today, or even if he applies next week for zoning board of adjustment, that meeting is going to be 30 days from the time he applies. So I can't say that zoning board of adjustment will approve him or not. Right. He just has to present his case to the board.
Right. So that's why I wanted you to be clear. Like that's going to be probably 30, 60 day process to get clear zoning.
Listen, this is how I make my living. And last year I went through a pandemic and a fire all in the same year. And so literally I'm right across the street. I was fortunate enough to get the property across the street.
How big was your original property?
How big was
What was the square footage on the
old
one
building?
that burned down? Yeah.
Burned down building was about 1,500 square feet. And then I was able to grab 10,000 square feet across the street.
Right.
You know, so, but my goal is to own the whole corner one day.
Right. Yeah, but you're going to have to satisfy zoning.
Listen, I promise you, again, this is how I feed my family, and I promise you, her and I talked in the hallway, I will have those things knocked out. To me, again, getting a yes from the neighborhood was harder to me. It's going to be harder than getting a sketching on my zoning. To me, it was.
Right.
You know, so she told me what I have to do. I'm going to get on it as soon as we get out of here, which I knew before the meeting about what I had to do about zoning. But again, to me, I thought that I can come in here and not come in here, but come to the panel and get a yes or no vote or get my votes to go on to the next step, contingent on me passing the zoning.
Now, we can probably move you out of committee, but you're still going to have to take care of some of this stuff before full council.
Which I will. This is the first time I've ever had to go through zoning. Every other place.
So let's do that. So if y'all are able to, if my colleagues are able to agree with me on this, why don't we try to move Mr. Temple out of committee pending zoning, and then once that zoning is acquired, Ms. Brundage will let India know, and it will go on the following council meeting. Was that good with the colleagues?
What we can do, we'll move you through committee, but you won't go to full council until you deal with the zoning stuff. And so you maybe can talk to Ms. Cassandra about subdividing or something like that. But
that's fair.
All right. So I move approval pending the satisfaction of the zoning issues.
Second. All right. So that's been moved and properly seconded. And so you will need to go ahead and finish the zoning requirements with Ms. Brundage and her team. And after those are complete and those are finished, then Ms. Brundage will let India Bailey in my office know, but you also please email India Bailey just to make sure that we're handling everything in a timely manner, and we will put you on the following council meeting, all right? All right, thank you, Mr. Temple. Appreciate you being here. All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for a restaurant, retail liquor, Pablo's Restaurant and Cantina, 3439 Colonnade Parkway, Suite 1300.
All right, is that applicant here? I assume this is a transfer, right? Did you say transfer?
No, sir.
Oh, it's new? Okay.
It's new.
If you'll state your name and address for the record, please,
I'm
ma'am.
Susan Lynn, 3439 Colony Parkway, Suite 1300.
Okay. Are you guys not already open?
We are.
Okay. And it's changing
It's
to,
changing entity, so it was changing.
there was a different owner and you guys are
Yes.
the new owner? Okay. Let's run down the line, please.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on QC2, meaning it's in a qualified general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, there were 8 incidents at this location.
There are 8?
8.
Okay,
Yes.
what were those?
It was a signal 29, which is a damaged property, a signal 20, which is a fire, signal 99 is unknown call, signal 66 is an accident, 63 is, 263 signals, it's someone loitering, another 29, which is a damaged property.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection on our end.
Mr. Chairman, they do have some delinquency on sales tax and liquor tax. It's not significant, but I tried to get in contact with the applicant, but I think I worked with Ms. Lynn before, so I'm pretty sure she can get it cleared up before Tuesday.
All right, Ms. Linda, do you think that that's something that you can get cleared up before this Tuesday, this council meeting, whatever the tax delinquencies are? All right, this applicant did attend the Overton Neighborhood Association meeting on February the 2nd of this year, and they did vote to support it. Does anybody in the audience have anything to say for or against? Seeing nobody, do any of my colleagues have anything to say or a motion?
Move approval.
All right, that item passes. You will go on the consent agenda before this Tuesday. Just make sure that you clear up whatever the outstanding taxes are so you don't get delayed past this Tuesday. Thank you, Ms. Lynn, for being here. All right, what do we have next, Detective?
Mr. Chairman, we have a transfer for a restaurant, retail liquor, Iron City Pizza Company. It's 2005 11th Avenue South. There were no incidents, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. If you'll state your name and address, please, ma'am.
Amanda Bellew, 2005 11th Avenue South.
All right, let's run down the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on contingency office and institutional district, and it does meet zoning requirements.
No.
Mr. Chairman, we have reached out to the restaurant, and you guys said you wasn't ready yet, and you would give us a call back when you were ready for your inspection.
It's been scheduled for Tuesday morning,
Okay, so that's next Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Okay, well, we'll be out.
All right.
And Mr. Chairman, this applicant, there are no delinquencies on their account.
All right, this applicant did contact the 5 Point South Neighborhood Association meeting on February the 1st of this year, and they did vote to support this establishment. Does anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against? Seeing nobody, counselors, do y'all have comments or a motion?
Move approval, but would send it to the full council on the 30th.
Second.
All right, so you will go before the full council on the 30th, which will allow you to get your fire inspection complete this upcoming Tuesday. All right, thank you for being here very much.
Thank you.
You too.
Yeah.
All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Mr. Chairman, we have a transfer of special retail liquor license over 30 days. The Birmingham Museum, 2000 R.A.J. Boulevard. And there were 2 incidents, 63 for loitering.
All right,
Yes.
is that applicant here?
Cody Cryer, 2211 Summer Ridge Drive.
All right, thank you for being here, sir. If we can run down the line real quick.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on B4, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection.
Mr. Chairman, I have spoken with the applicant. There are some sales tax, liquor tax, occupational taxes that are due, and he has told me he was coming in tomorrow to clear that up.
So we can get that cleared up before this Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, this applicant did attend the Central City Neighborhood Association meeting on the 16th of February this year, and they did, 10 voted to support it, 1 was opposed. Guess they didn't want any wine spilled on the paintings at the museum. Anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against this item? Seeing nobody, any of the counselors wish to speak or have a motion?
I move for approval.
Second, that item passes. You will go on the consent agenda 1 week from today at the regularly scheduled council meeting. Thank you for being here.
So I need to be in person for that, or?
No, it's actually going to be a virtual meeting. You're welcome to log on, but the most important thing for you to do is get taxes and licenses straightened out so that it's not delayed, because if it's delayed, then you might have to come back and then we re-put it on the agenda.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Mr. Chairman, we have a transfer of restaurant retail liquor license, the Colonnade Courtyard by Marriott, 4300 Colonnade Parkway.
All right.
Good evening, I'm Melinda Sellers with Burr & Foreman, address 420 North 20th Street. I'm representing Sonesta, the applicant, who's taking over management of the property from Marriott. The property ownership is not changing hands.
All right, it's good to see you, Ms. Sellers. We can run down the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on QC2, meaning it's in a qualified central business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection with us.
Mr. Chairman, they do have some delinquency on the account. This is not the new applicant that has the delinquency, but Ms. Sellers is aware of it, and they are working to get that cleared up.
Okay, so that's something that, have you had a positive response with the old?
Yeah, Marriott has been responsive. They've got counsel that came in, signed the transfer application. I honestly am not sure what the holdup is, but they are being responsive and saying they're going to take care of it. I think they had many things to take care of and took care of all of them but 2. So I don't know if this was an oversight or something, but we anticipate they will.
I just think it's pretty much an oversight. They had quite a bit they had to clear up.
Okay. This applicant did attend the Overton Neighborhood Association meeting on the 2nd of February this year, and it did pass that association meeting. Anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against? Seeing nobody, counselors, do you have any comments or a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
All right, that item passes. You will go on the consent agenda 1 week from today. Ms. Sellers, please do whatever you can to get the 2 oversight items.
We sure will. Thanks,
Thank you.
Matt.
Thank you. Good to see you. All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Chairman, we have a new application for a special retail liquor license over 30 days, Lewis Roebuck Golf Course, 8920 Roebuck Boulevard.
All right.
Hello, my name is Kay Jackson of Lewis Roebuck Golf Course, 8920 Roebuck Boulevard, Birmingham.
All right, Ms. Jackson, thank you for being here. Let's run down the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is Zone D2, meaning it's in a single-family district. However, it is a legal non-conforming use, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection.
Mr. Chairman, this particular applicant, they have some delinquency. I need to speak with you, Ms. Jackson. You have some licenses that need to be renewed.
Right.
And some sales and lease tax that needs to be
I paid
cleared
those
up.
taxes yesterday.
You did?
I did.
Okay, good. But the licenses, we definitely need to get those renewed. So,
Right.
Mr. Chairman, there were 8 incidents.
Okay, what were those, Detective?
There were several for 99, which is an unknown call. There was one for signal 53, which is a disorderly person. Signal 20, which is a fire call. And you have 2 23s, which is a theft.
Okay. Is, Ms. Jackson, are y'all still having an issue with houseless people living there?
Our general manager, James Lewis, he's on top of that. We have cameras out there we're watching now. Did you say we had a death out there?
Ma'am?
Did you say we have a death?
No, ma'am, not a
Okay,
death.
okay, I was just thinking.
We just go back 6 months, so don't.
Yes, yes.
So you don't have to bring up everything
I
that's.
was gonna say, okay. But everything else is, yes, sir, we trying to.
Okay, because I bet those 99s were probably houseless people. I'm guessing.
We're keeping our eyes open with that.
Okay, thank you for doing that. This applicant did attend the Roebuck Neighborhood Association meeting on the 11th of February this year, and they voted to pass this item. Anybody on the council have any questions, comments, or motions?
Move approval.
All right, that passes. You will go on the consent agenda 1 week from today. It is virtual. Will you please also get with Greg, get whatever needed to be straightened up. Thank you, ma'am. Good to see you, Ms. Jackson. All right, next item, Detective.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you have a new application for a lounge retail liquor class 1. It is Casanova. Address is 2312 First Avenue North.
All right, if you'll state your name and address, please, ma'am.
Yes, Molly Brunson, 1528 Blind Brook Lane, Vestavia Hills, Alabama.
All right, thank you for being here. Let's run through the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on B4. It's in the Central Business District Zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection with us.
Mr. Chairman, this is a new application. There are no delinquencies.
And Mr. Chairman, there were no incidents.
All right, this applicant did attend Central City Neighborhood Association meeting on the 17th of February this year, and they did vote to support this item. Will you go over a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing, please, ma'am?
I'm sorry. Yes, it's going to be a bar lounge, basic lounge type bar situation, more of an adult environment where it's going to have the ambiance. And I wish I had the more description with it, but there will be no smoking. I think that was one of the things before. There will be no smoking or anything allowed in the facility.
Okay. I'm trying to find your documentation related to the Felder ordinance, but I can't find. Did you submit a safety plan?
Mm-hmm. She did.
Ms. Bernard, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. In regards to the Felder ordinance, what are the requirements that they have, that they provide? Okay. I see your safety plan that I have in my packet, and this looks like a employee handbook safety plan, like don't lift heavy items type employee safety. And I really don't think that that was the intent of the Felder ordinance, to talk about employee HR related issues.
We can provide a security type plan that we do have in addition to that, and I can get that provided in email to you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. It's the security plan that has to meet the Felder ordinance more so than the safety plan that has, which is a little bit, which seems to be more of HR policy that you might have internally with your employees. But for the city's purpose and from a public safety purpose, we want to make sure that that the proper precautions are being made to keep people safe when you have a Class 1 liquor permit.
Okay, and I can make sure, I can email, we do have a security plan that we've attached to it, so we'll make sure that what it says.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to, it's been a while since we've been all in person, so it wouldn't hurt to refresh all of our memory.
The front safety plan is a written document released by an entertainment establishment or club operator that includes at minimum the following information: number and location of all security personnel, occupancy load at the establishment, average patron attendance, and type of entertainment or events held at the establishment. The establishment identification checking and patron search procedures for ensuring that only persons 21 years or older are served alcohol, procedures for handling violent incidents and other emergencies and calling the police department, description of the training provided or completed by security and other personnel, including conflict de-escalation training, the establishment's procedures for crowd control and preventing overcrowding, the establishment's plan to maintain order upon the accessory premises, open space adjacent to such premises, contact information for the person in position responsible for addressing safety, security, or city code related complaints by patrons or other neighborhood residents, and proof that the security officer is employed or contracted by the club or licensed by the state security regulatory board, or that they are exempted from such licensing by state law.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll check with my office. Excuse me, I may interrupt you, but I think for sure, I thought we sent a security plan with that information in there. Could have been an oversight on our part for not making that clear. I apologize for that, but I will make sure that we, and I might have one for them already I can probably share.
Did any of y'all have any questions for the applicant? I don't want the young lady to have to come back if she doesn't need to, but we do need to have a Felder ordinance plan in place. So as long as we can get that, I don't mind moving it contingent, like do 2 weeks and then doing a contingency of receiving that safety plan.
Do you think you have it?
I'm pretty sure, I'm probably like 99% sure. I can get it before I leave and email it to, I can email it to you, Ms. Bailey, if it's okay. I can email it to you, yes.
Okay. All right, well, I'll move approval.
Second. Thank you very much, and we apologize for that.
You'll just need to make sure you get that as soon as possible,
Yes, sir.
so you don't get pushed off the list.
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, so that item passes. If you'll just get that to Ms. Bailey, she'll disseminate that to us.
Yes, sir.
And we will look forward to seeing you at Casanova.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you for being here. All right, what do we have next, Detective?
Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for a lounge retail liquor Class 1, given address 2225 2nd Avenue North.
Is that you as well?
Yes.
You're back.
Yes.
All right. All right, what you got?
Mr. Chairman, this location is on B4. It's in the Central Business District zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection with us.
Mr. Chairman, there are no delinquencies on the account.
Mr. Chairman, there is no incidents.
All right, this applicant did come before Central City on the 19th of January of this year, and they did vote to support this item. And I believe this is a additional license, right? I was hoping so, because I've already had something to drink
Yes,
here.
sir, you did.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Anybody in the audience have anything, any member of the council have anything or a motion? Second, that passes. Well, that'll go to the consent agenda this upcoming Tuesday. All right. And then are you the next? All right, Detective.
Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for lounge retail liquor class 1, the 88. Address is 2012 Magnolia Avenue South, Suite R5 and R7.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on R6. It's in a multiple dwelling district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, we spoke with the owner yesterday about one issue he had with his fire alarm system. As soon as he get that cleared up with us, we'll be good on the fire inspection. That's our only issue.
And excuse me, he did get that cleared up, and he has somebody coming out to this week, and they're going to redo it. So we should have something to you by Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Chairman, I spoke with Ms. Brunson. The owner has 2 other establishments. He has a couple of delinquencies on both of those businesses, but she said they'll be cleared up by the end of this week.
All right. So that's something that you still think we can get done by this week? All right, good deal. This applicant did attend 5 Point South on March the 5th of this year, and they did vote to support it. Does anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against, or any member of the council have comments or a motion?
Yeah, you're going to need, for this location too, you need to get that safety plan.
Yes, yeah, I have a security plan.
And then also take care of those license issues, tax and license issues, but I'll move approval.
All right, that item passes, and same thing with that. If you'll get it to Ms. Bailey, she'll disseminate it to us. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
You too. All right. Is that the last liquor license? Okay, Detective, what do we have next?
Well, Mr. Chairman, we have a transfer of beer off-premise, wine off-premise license for Save-A-Lot 873 Dennison Avenue Southwest.
All right. If you'll state your name and address for the record, please.
Sonia Smith, and the address is 873 Dennison Avenue Southwest.
Okay. Let's run down the line.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on QC2, meaning it's in a qualified general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection with us.
And Mr. Chairman, there are no delinquencies on the account.
And Mr. Chairman, there were 20 incidents at this location.
Can you go through the most egregious? Like no 99s, no 55s?
Yes, sir. There were a Signal 5, which is a robbery call. A Signal 53 was a disordered person. A 57 is someone trespassing. A 63 is loitering.
Okay.
There were several of those calls.
Okay.
At that location.
One thing about the loitering calls, we appreciate you guys calling. I know that in the past, it's been, people freak out if there's a lot of calls to police. We would much rather have you guys calling the department, letting them know what's going on. And if you are having an issue with people loitering or something like that, have them take care of it before it turns into someone shooting in your parking lot. So thank you for taking care of that. This applicant did attend the Woodland Park Neighborhood Association meeting on the 25th of this year, and they did vote to support it. Does anybody in the audience wish to speak for or against? Any counselors? Is this yours, Crystal? Yeah. Okay. All right. Second, that passes. You'll go on the consent agenda 1 week from today, which will be virtual. Thank you for being here. All right, Detective, what do we have next?
Here we have a new application for lounge retail liquor class 1 and pool table permit for A1 Daiquiri Bar 1401 3rd Avenue West, Suite 102.
All right. If you'll state your name and address, please, Mr. Raby.
Joshua Raby, 3013 Avenue W, apartment E, Birmingham.
Okay. Let's run down the list, please.
Mr. Chairman, this location is on B2. It's in a general business district zone. However, I requested from Mr. Prevo a site plan to determine if he has enough parking. I haven't not received that, so I don't know what's going on or what happened, but I can't say this location meets zoning requirements because I haven't received that information.
So the actual parking zoning paperwork was in the packet and we actually sent it to Mr. Steph. And I thought that Mr. Prevo, we sent it back over, but it should be in the packet that we sent over to Mr. Stanley.
He did send me a packet. However, the information I requested was not in there, so I couldn't make a determination once I came to the location.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, they have passed their fire inspection with us.
Mr. Chairman, this is a new application. There are no delinquencies.
And Mr. Chairman, there were 31 incidents at this location.
Did you say 3 or 31?
3-1.
Oh, okay. Let's start running down those.
You have several Signal 52 SS as shot spotters, which is, I counted 9 from the last 6 months. A Signal 52 is a gun call. A Signal 12 is a robbery of person. A Signal 49 is a wanted person or someone with a warrant, answering a warrant. And that's it. But there were several 52 SS calls.
Okay. This applicant did attend the Rising West Princeton Neighborhood Association meeting on March the 8th of this year, and they did vote to oppose this being this applicant. Can you read that? What does that say?
The representative, Mr. Josh Raby, attended the March 8th meeting.
Okay, and then what was that? Do you know what that? Okay. Mr. Raby, have you seen the safety plan that you guys submitted?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I didn't wait with you, but I can get back over the bids and that over as well to the city.
Yes, sir. Let me read that safety plan to you. All exits are marked at front and rear entrances. Fire extinguishers are at front and rear entrances. Security is located by front door. Staff member near exit. Staff member by rear also controls flow of traffic from upstairs area. So my question to you is, with the amount of gunfire that you've had at this location, do you think that that's an adequate safety plan to mitigate that level of gunfire that you've had just in the past 6 months?
Well, so we're new inside of that building, and we did update the security plan that we sent back over. However, I can't answer to the actual shootings that have happened there, but we have 6 security guards that we've hired. We have 10 cameras that are in the building, and we also have 2 employees that will be upstairs in the area where the pool table is.
Is anybody from the neighborhood here to speak to this item? Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
Yes, good to see you, Mr. Raby. And so we would definitely need, I guess, that updated safety plan. I guess if you sent that in, if we can get that as well. And then Ms. Brundridge, could you go back to what you needed from the, I think it was parking point of view? Ms. Cassandra? If you could talk about what you needed from the parking point of view.
So this location appears to be in like a strip mall or a strip of stores. So what I was explaining to Mr. Prevo I needed is, tell me the uses that are there. So I went by and got the uses that were there, but I told him I needed the square footage of those uses to determine what the parking requirement would be for each use. And then I could say, okay, whether he would need a zoning board of adjustment action or he would meet his parking requirement. I haven't received that information, so that's why I said I did go to the location to see the uses that are there, but I don't have any additional information other than the entire square footage of the entire structure versus each unit to determine what the parking requirement would be and whether he would be his or not.
Okay. All right, so you probably either need to talk to the property manager or landlord to get the square footage of each, I guess, storefront.
Yes, sir.
And so if you can get that information, I think that'll allow Zona to do the calculation. What's your turnaround time on that, do you think?
Say again?
How fast can you get that done? How fast?
I'm sorry.
How quickly can you get the information for zoning?
Today. I'm sorry.
That will be, I guess, contingent. You'll need to get that done now. As far as what else is in that strip mall? Because you saying y'all haven't opened yet?
Yes, we're new inside there. There's a barber shop next door. Okay. There's a clothing store next door. There's Boost Mobile. And then there's the meat market. And I think there's 2 different tax companies in there as well. This is across from where Spearfield Christian Bookstore is.
So, Mr. Raby, one quick question. What's been there for the past 6 months?
I think
I know we haven't been in there as far as like a building. We've been doing the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, I don't
think there's been like an establishment in it.
I think the police calls have been to the general building and not like the specific suite.
Because there has been fights and shootings outside of that location of the whole shopping strip. I know that I think it used to be a tattoo shop. Used to be in that one, and the one that we're going in now.
And then what was the neighborhood? What was the issue with the neighborhood? Why were they against it?
Why they voted against it?
Right.
They didn't want any more liquor stores on their area, and they blamed us for, honestly, for other clubs that are in the area that leave trash and debris in the neighborhood.
Right.
And pretty much asked us to go to another neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely would want to see this safety plan. Has that already been revised?
Sir?
Has the safety plan been revised already?
Yes, and
I don't have.
okay.
No, I don't have.
I can have that sent over.
Okay.
I thought Ms. Cleo had already sent it to you, but I'll make sure it gets to you.
Y'all have any more colleagues, any more questions for Mr. Raby? Josh, as much as I think the world of you personally, I don't see how having a Class 1 liquor establishment / lounge is going to assist in the immense amount of gun-related, fire robbery type related calls in this neighborhood, and I do know that the neighborhood voted against it. I don't know if I can be for something like this, but anyway, it's the will of this collective group. So, do any of y'all have a motion?
Yeah, I think if you, with a more robust safety plan to kind of make sure we are like addressing some of these concerns in writing, and y'all are actually putting that into practice. So I would go ahead and just get the safety plan revamped, take care of the zoning issues, and come back in 2 weeks. When do we meet again?
April 6th.
April the 6th.
Okay, you think those can be handled by that time?
So we send over.
You're gonna need a safety plan that I think the concerns that we're hearing you're going into an area that sounds like there's already some issues. And so making sure that, nothing that you guys are doing or adding to those issues, that you have something in place to mitigate that concern. So, but can you get that done by April 6th is the question, you think?
I'll get it sent over today. And do we still need to also do, I guess, the parking as well?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you'll need to get all of that and bring that back. Have that prior to April 6th. If that's not enough time, we can move it back a little further. But if you think you can get it done in a couple of weeks, then we can look at it again then. Okay, all right. And then I would probably reach out and make sure and see to make sure the safety plan that you guys have it fits with other similar businesses in the area. So I move for a 2-week delay.
Second. That item will go to the
that's a 3-week delay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3-week delay. So that will go to the April 6th public safety meeting. And then, Josh, just to reiterate, I want to make abundantly clear that the safety plan needs to, for me to be comfortable with it, or I think for really this collective body in the city to be comfortable with it, that it needs to address the fact that there is a high level of there's 31 calls for service in the past 6 months, a lot of which is gun-related crime at that specific location. And so it would have to be a safety plan that would show that you could mitigate that in some way. And adding a pool lounge that serves liquor, I mean, all right. Thank you, Mr. Raby. Good to see you, man. All right. Detective, what do we have next? Special events. Do you have that? You want me to read it?
Yes, I have.
All right. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, we have a special retail liquor 7 days or less, the Plaza event, parking lot of 1600 3rd Avenue South.
All right. How are y'all? Good to see y'all. If you'll state your name and address for the record.
Bree Seegers, 1600 3rd Avenue South.
Pete Cromwell, 1125 52nd Street South.
Good to see you both, Ms. Seegers, Mr. Cromwell. Are we good with police, fire, zoning? Everybody's good with this? All right. What are you guys doing?
Well, we have just moved into our new building, our new theater, Redmond Theater Company, and we're having an event out on the parking lot.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. I appreciate the tour the other month. I was very impressed with y'all's operation there and the amount of hidden space, hidden square footage that building has. So I wish you all the best of luck. Does anybody on the council have any comments or a motion?
Move approval.
All right, that item passes. Y'all go on the consent agenda 1 week from today, which will be virtual. Thank y'all for being here. Good to see y'all. All right, next item, we have flock safety cameras, which I believe the Office of the City Attorney looks like that Mr. Stanley's here. And actually, I incorrectly spoke. It is not flock safety cameras. It is cameras for well, Mr. Stanley can tell us.
Mr. Stanley, these are, what we are doing is amending our agreement with Alabama Power, which provides cameras. This is a different set of cameras for a different purpose. It's more for facility security through the Department of Public Works. I think the camera brand is Axis.
Okay.
Understand? The power company preferred to do, since they're doing other cameras, to do it all in one agreement. So we're just adding this to the agreement with some different functions.
All right. Y'all got any questions or comments, colleagues?
My question is more budget related. Is this something that was already accounted for? It looks like it's
Yes, was it accounted for in the budget? Was in the budget?
In our budget, public works budget.
Huh?
Public works budget.
Okay.
said it was in the public works budget?
So we're paying for it.
Okay.
All right, any more questions?
Yeah, hold on a second.
How's Public Works, Wayne?
Doing pretty good.
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too, Council. I'll be reaching out to you all pretty soon also.
Anytime.
Is this going to y'all's like facilities to kind of watch the equipment and stuff?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
At 1029 33rd Street North.
So this is kind of keep an eye on the equipment.
Yes, sir. Equipment and the employees.
All right, I'm with you. Move approval. Yes, sir.
All right, that passes. Who wants to send it to the agenda? Would you want? Okay, sounds good. It'll go whenever we send it this upcoming week. All right.
Thank you all.
Hey, good to see you, man. All right, the next item, we have a towing contract. Mr. Pitts.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, we have a new application for a towing license. Spencer Motors, address is 1025 13th Street, Belsom, Alabama.
All right. If you'll state your name and address, please, sir.
Tony Spencer, 601 Pratt Highway, Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Spencer. Mr. Pitts, he meet all your requirements?
Yes, sir. No incidents.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And you're already in business, I take it? All right. Anything you need for us to know? Anything you need for us to know? Anything you want to tell us? All right. Colleagues, y'all good? Mr. Woods? All right. Motion to approve. All right. You will go before the full council a week from today, which will be virtual, on the consent agenda. So thank you for being here, Mr. Spencer. Is that it? All right. Thank you all for being here. Have a motion to adjourn.
Basically have to adjourn the meeting.
All right. We're adjourned. Hey.